are the 4 do's. And I'm really excited. This is my jam. I love talking about nutrition, vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, all that good stuff. So today we're going to do a little bit deeper dive into the 4 do's that we talked about on Thursday. So first up, beneficial bacteria, maintaining that really good gut health. About 70% of our immune system is actually in our gut. So anytime we're exposed to something, it has to enter the body some way, somehow. Usually enters the body through either the mouth or the nose, which has a direct pathway down into the gut. So it's also gut health essential to be able to digest and absorb those vital nutrients that we're getting in through our food. So when I talk about beneficial bacteria, I'm talking about the good bugs in our gut. And so a lot of people know those as prebiotics and probiotics. The best way to get any of your beneficial bacteria, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, antioxidants, essential fatty acids, proteins, all of that stuff is through your food. Huge proponent of eating and fueling yourself well. We can also talk about supplements, which we'll touch on those supplemental forms of everything as we go as well. So some food sources of beneficial bacteria: kefir, kombucha, miso, which is an Asian food or primarily found in Asian cuisine, and yogurts. A word of caution about yogurt: a lot of the commercial yogurts out there are really processed, destroying the beneficial bacteria, or they're laden with sugar, which, as we talked about yesterday, prevents the body from being able to utilize those beneficial bacteria. So download that FOODUCATE app or look at your label and just see how much sugar there is in a serving. And if there's a guarantee that it actually has living live cultures of that bacteria in the yogurt. If you don't see that on the label, or if they have really high sugar, you need to look for a different source, a different yogurt. One of my favorites is Chobani. Chobani is a Greek yogurt. Full fat, we always want full fat. If it's fat-free, it typically has added sugar, because if you take fat out of food, there's no flavor. So they have to add it back in, that flavor source back in somewhere. So full fat, Chobani yogurt, non-flavored. Fantastic brand. They've done a really good job at maintaining the integrity of their yogurts. Supplemental forms of beneficial bacteria: you can absolutely take a probiotic. There's 2 things that are essential in a supplement. It needs to have at least 20 billion live culture in every serving size. So it should say, when you look at that bottle, it should say on there 20 billion. It needs to be broken up, those 20 billion, by at least 3 different sources. So you'll see a bunch of words that you probably won't recognize: lactobacillus and acidophilus, but it needs to have 20 billion at least. More is better, and out of 3 different bacterial sources. The other thing with probiotics, the probiotics need to be live. They need to be a live culture. If they're not alive, they're not going to suddenly become alive when they hit your gut. So they need to be live to be active. And the only way for live bacteria to stay live is it not being exposed to room temperature. So prior to the probiotic being opened, as long as it is air sealed, it's fine to be on the shelf, but the bottle needs to say on it, must be refrigerated after opening. If it doesn't have that on there, chances are it's not a live bacterial source and it won't do you any good. So all probiotics, once they're opened, need to be stored in the refrigerator, or the cultures will die as soon as they're exposed to oxygen. They oxidize. So 20 billion at least from 3 different sources, and they need to be refrigerated after they've been opened. Number 2, vitamins A and C. Absolutely vital for immune function, immune health. Vital for other functions in the body as well, but they are essential for immune health. So vitamins A and C are both really powerful antioxidants. And so they do kind of a free scavenge of damage that's been done by the body, and they help clean it up and help the body excrete it. But vitamins A and C also help your immune system increase white blood cell production. It's our white blood cells that have to, they do the job of scavenging for viruses and bacteria. exposure in the body, and they kill them, and then the body excretes them. So depletion of vitamins A and C occurs very rapidly under times of stress. So we talked about that yesterday. Vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin, so it will at least have some stores in the body, but vitamin C is water-soluble. So if you are under a lot of stress or eating and putting the body under a lot of stress, sugar, or not sleeping, vitamin C is going to be depleted very, very rapidly if you can even digest it and break it down and absorb it. Lack of sleep, certain medications will also deplete vitamin A and C. So your kind of side effects on your medication sheet should say that. If that's the case, you need to be even more conscious about getting these vital nutrients in your diet or through a supplement. Good food sources of vitamin A and C are bell peppers, any of the colors, it doesn't matter, red, green, orange, yellow, eat them all. Eat the whole rainbow. Citrus fruits, lemons, limes, grapefruits, wonderful for you. The berry family, berries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, doesn't much matter, eat the whole rainbow again. Dark green leafy vegetables. So eat the salad, use your FOODUCATE app to make sure that salad dressing you're using gets an A, B, maybe a C if the reason is okay. And supplement forms of vitamin A and C. So let's just talk about supplements for a minute from a really realistic way the body utilizes vitamins. So if we eat our food and get our vitamins and minerals through food, there is not a single food out there that is just a vitamin A or just a vitamin B or just an antioxidant. Our food has an entire component of vitamins and minerals. And the reason for that is because all vitamins and all minerals work synergistically with each other when the body actually digests and absorbs them. There are many, many individualized supplements out there, so you know that you can buy just like a B complex, or you can buy just vitamin C, or you can buy just zinc. One of the challenges with that is without the other vitamins and minerals combined with those components, most of the time the body doesn't know what to do with that. So you can take a vitamin C supplement or a vitamin A supplement. The body recognizes that as a vitamin, but it doesn't have all of its friends with it. And so the body might be able to absorb it and assimilate it to a certain extent, but it's not going to have the impact that we're looking for. Excuse me. So all of your vitamins, if you're going to be taking it in supplement form, your best way to make sure that your bases are covered is to take a really good, really comprehensive, very clean multivitamin. It's going to have everything that you need in it in order for the body to recognize it for what it is. It's going to be a food-like supplement. One of our favorites, of course, at the center is the Calton Nutrition brand of nutrients. It has everything in it in the beneficial quantities and the beneficial forms, the bioactive forms of those vitamins and minerals, very, very similar to how our food is found in nature. A couple of other really good brands that are available at other health food stores. Phyto Multi by Metagenics is a very good multivitamin. Shaklee actually has a very good multivitamin called Vitaly. And then Nature's Sunshine also has a very good multivitamin. They're comprehensive. They have in it what you need. They don't have in it anything that you don't need. So supplementing with vitamin A and vitamin C needs to come in the form of a multivitamin, not the individual vitamins themselves. Unless you're going to do a high dose supplementation of vitamin C, then you still need to be getting your multivitamin and taking a vitamin C in addition to that. Third up, vitamin D. So we already talked about vitamin D a little bit. Again, I'm going to kind of recover what vitamin D actually is. Vitamin D is actually a hormone. Our skin produces vitamin D in response to sunlight. So any component that the body produces on its own is called a hormone. So vitamin D is actually a hormone. And it's really, really interesting because in peak sunlight, somewhere between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., If a third of your body is exposed without sunscreen, your body produces on its own about 100,000 IUs of vitamin D all by itself. In the northern hemispheres, in the winter months, if you are not exposed to sunlight, meaning you're uncovered and you do not have sunscreen on, you have to be exposed. Covering yourself up and or wearing sunscreen blocks the UV rays that stimulate vitamin D production. So that's another caveat with vitamin D. Even in the summertime, if you spend a lot of time outdoors or a lot of time at the beach, or if you love to boat or fish, but you're covered up, you have a hat on that covers up your face, or you have a lot of sunscreen on, or you're a woman or a man, and our face creams have an SPF in them, and that's all that's exposed, you will not produce vitamin D. The UV rays have to be able to penetrate the skin in order to produce vitamin D. So the best ways to get vitamin D is obviously being exposed to sunlight. Sunlight also has so many other benefits for the human body. But a vitamin D production, a third of your body needs to be exposed at least an hour a day. And of course, in the winter months, most of us in the northern hemisphere, that's impossible. I'm not going to go sit out on my deck in the snow with, shorts on and a t-shirt for an hour. So vitamin D supplementation or increasing vitamin D concentrated foods during the wintertime is absolutely vital. It's estimated about 90% of Americans are deficient in vitamin D, even if your blood serum tests come back in the normal range. So just a caveat there. Really good sources of vitamin D through your food include fatty fish. So like salmon and tuna would be considered fatty fish, egg yolks, dairy, excuse me. And then mushrooms also have a lot of vitamin D in them. If you're going to supplement with vitamin D, there are a couple of caveats with vitamin D. Vitamin D3 is what needs to be in that supplement. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble supplement. So in order for the body, if you're going to take it as an isolated vitamin or an isolated supplement, it has to be combined with a fat source in order for your body to be able to absorb it. So you can take it with those foods or any other kind of fatty food if you want to. Or your vitamin D supplement needs to be suspended in a long chain fatty acid. So just look at the other ingredients on any supplement you're taking and make sure there's like an olive oil or a grapeseed oil suspension or some kind of long chain fatty acid suspension. You can also add your own if it doesn't have it. So if your vitamin D doesn't have an oil suspension or it's nowhere on the bottle, then it doesn't. Then you can take it with your own fat source. So take vitamin D with your morning eggs. Take your vitamin D. You can even do like a little teaspoon of olive oil with your vitamin D. Otherwise, the body won't absorb it. Won't be able to break it down and won't be able to absorb it. So anywhere from 2,000 IUs upwards of 5,000 IUs every day is what you need to be getting, especially during the winter months. A lot of multivitamins will have vitamin D3 in them. So look at your multivitamin because if it has a vitamin D3 already in it, then if you're going to supplement over and above that, you need to add that to your daily count. So like nutrients from Calton that we have at the center already has 2,000 IUs of vitamin D3 in that. So if I'm going to supplement with another 2,000 or take a 5,000 IU supplement, then I'm going to get 4,000 or even upwards of 7,000 to 8,000 a day. So just look at anything else that you're taking and make sure that you know just how much you're getting during the day. If you're eating food, you don't need to worry about it. That only applies to supplementation. The other thing is if your multivitamin has vitamin D3 in it or any of the other fat-soluble vitamins, which they do, vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D, vitamin E, then you need to be taking that multivitamin with a fat source as well. So a lot of multivitamins are just capsules. They're just tablets or they're just capsules and they're not suspended in a long chain fatty acids. So if you're going to absorb those fat soluble vitamins, there has to be fat in the gut along with those. So, take them with your morning eggs. Again, combine it with a teaspoon of olive oil or grapeseed oil or another long chain fatty acid. You can use the skinny fat that we also have at the center. That's what I do. I do what's called a triple threat. It's my micronutrients in the morning, about a tablespoon of the skinny fat, and then I also add 1 scoop of the protein powder. It's kind of almost a complete meal. Or I do my morning smoothie, which Laura and I did a video on that last week. But just a caveat with that, you're not going to absorb your fat soluble vitamins, including vitamin D, without a fat source when you take that vitamin. Number 4, herbs. So echinacea and elderberry are 2 of the most powerful immune boosting herbals out there. They're wonderful to take, but one thing that I want to be clear with elderberry or any kind of herbals that boost the immune system, herbals should be used to help boost the immune system to fight off something you've been exposed to. So you would not take elderberry or echinacea or any of the reishi mushrooms and that kind of stuff as a daily supplement. You would take those if you start feeling under the weather, or if you feel like you're starting to have some symptoms. So you wake up in the morning, you've got a stuffy head, or your throat starts to get scratchy, or your chest starts to feel tight. Those are supplements that you would then start to give the immune system the boost it needs to fight off those symptoms, provided you're already doing the other things. So just a caveat there, these are not supplements that you're going to be taking every day as part of a routine. These are over and above if you start feeling kind of under the weather. So my favorite echinacea and elderberry supplements for kids and adults are Nature's Sunshine brand. Nature's Sunshine for kids, they come in a gummy. My girls absolutely love them, and so it's really easy to get your kids to be able to eat those, or your grandkids. And then elderberry also comes in gummies, Nature's Sunshine for kids, and it also comes in a syrup form for adults. It's a really potent, it tastes like a really, really berry flavored, very thick syrup, but it works really, really well, especially for a cold or a cough as well, because it will soothe the throat. It works kind of similar to honey. So Nature's Sunshine is my favorite brand for both of them. Nature's Sunshine brand can be found at Pomegranate Market, Wayne and Mary's, and then you can also order those off of Amazon. So we always just keep them in our cabinet, and if the girls start to feel under the weather, or myself or Ryan or Laura start to feel under the weather, we'll start those up, and it usually works like a charm, usually within about 12 to 24 hours, already feeling better. So I hope this helps. I will post all of this information and the different links to what we've just talked about below in the email, and then also down in the comments of Facebook. So I hope this helps. Again, if you have any questions, want us to take a look at something you're taking, not sure if it's the right thing, maybe looking at buying something, give us a call, shoot us an email, message us, shoot us a text on the OsteoStrong number. We can chit chat at any time. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll be back tomorrow with Monday Mojo from Gina. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.